the guest. Don't go too deep. Throw it to Bobby, and then you pick it back up to do the regular intro and start the show.
Pew. Got you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, my G.
Got your water?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my water, but
Somewhere. We in that thing, Bobby? I was looking for it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Collective Unfiltered, your place to be every Monday night at 7 p.m. with myself, Alexis, aka Buck, and Jaimel Johnson, aka J Boogie in the building. Book, say what up to the man. Say what up.
What's up, y'all? We another Monday in the building, episode 45. We live with a former player of mine, Miss Whitney Jaynes from Austin, Texas. What's up, Whit?
what up? Thanks for having me.
No problem. But first and foremost, we got to let y'all know who's bringing y'all this Collective Unfiltered episode. Bobby, let him know.
It's brought to you by Just Pass It Tutoring, Alexis Hornbuckle Basketball, and the Gold Standard Training and Fitness. If I was to pick one, I'd pick the Gold Standard, but they're all good. And Orange Mountain Designs. Visit them at orangemountaindesigns.com. Terry Holder and everybody will give you all the great Lady Vols gear. And to be sure to tell them you saw it on Volunteer Roadshow.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Bobby, and all of our sponsors. We wouldn't be here without you. So we got a very special episode. Whitney, you're actually my first former player to grace the show, so welcome. Whitney Jaynes from Plano, Texas, played soccer at the University of Texas from 2011.
11 to 15.
2011, 2015. Played for me, or I was the assistant coach, 2012, 2015. Graduated with that T-ring with a degree in kinesiology. And after hanging up the cleats, now she's a mommy, first and foremost. She's engaged, secondly. And she also is the president of Hemp Life, which is a CBD company. So she's going to tell you a little bit more about that, as well as she is a holistic health and wellness specialist and just an overall entrepreneur. So she's on that entrepreneur grind, Lex. So she knows about that grind.
I'm listening to the intro like,
It's a grind.
Yeah, she's at one point, she had her own TRX gym. So she's been kind of all over the health and fitness. So but we about to hear a little bit more about how she's kind of changed her direction and what she's up to now. So Whit, tell them what's up. What you got going on right now?
Well, I feel like I'm like constantly going. It's definitely different than post soccer life and like right out of college, like when I was in my early 20s and I was doing full-time fitness. That was kind of like my main go-to thing. I've always just loved health and wellness, so I knew that the career path I wanted to take. But I was just doing like personal training, group training. I was in Dallas for a little bit, but Austin is the place to be, and so I moved out here probably like 4 years ago or so. And my fitness career really took off. Like I was doing really well. Everything was steady. And then I got pregnant. So that kind of really took things on a different path. I still was doing fitness, but once I had the baby, it was kind of put to the back burner. It's kind of hard to do like a full-time fitness career when you're raising a kid. Like I was usually going from like 5 a.m. to like 8 p.m., like here and there. And when I had a baby, it kind of like rocked my world in the best but hardest way possible. I really like lost my identity for a little bit just because it's so different. Like I tell everyone it was harder than college soccer. Like it was harder than all fitness tests combined. I would rather run the Cooper than like be pregnant and go through birth and everything like that. Like I just wish I could have the baby and like sleep and all that. But when I had Rain, I kind of put fitness to the side, but still like kept up with it very like just for short bit. And while I was pregnant, I was lucky to be a part of my family's CBD company and help with all the management type things, the branding, the social media, the marketing, and all of that. And it was kind of nice because I could do it from home and feel that entrepreneur spirit of mine. So I've been doing that ever since. I think we started in 2018, but it's been pretty like on the go the past year and a half. And then while I was also pregnant, I started to get different certifications in holistic health. I'm pretty passionate about just like low toxic living, eating clean, just feeling good on top of the fitness certifications and knowledge and education that I've gotten. So I kind of combine the two. And I'm currently transitioning to starting to bring more value to clients in that aspect of like overall healthy living, whether it's nutrition or if it's like switching your non-toxic products out of your home, or if they do want to like go the more fitness route, they still can. But it's kind of just like helping change like your lifestyle from a
Yeah, we lost her audio.
Oh, she froze up a little bit.
She'll come back. Give her just a minute.
Yeah, while we're waiting for the internet to kick back in, just want to say thank you to all the fans and people that are watching on all of our platforms. As always, make sure to press that thumbs up button, press the like button, but most importantly, share. If you know people that would enjoy our show, at them, get them to see it, share it on your page. This helps us organically grow. Jesus, glow too, I guess.
Bro,
but organically,
we're gonna glow up and grow up. What?
But on a more serious note, she'll be back in a second. Man, but you kind of brought a little gem out here, didn't you? I didn't know much about the guest at all. I just knew that she played for you. This is why I love our show, though. It's just so real, so raw. You introduced me and our audience to so many good people, new people, different people. Some we share a connection with, and vice versa. So I can't wait for her to continue. I got questions. My mind was already going while she was talking.
Yeah, man. She was, of course, she was there when I got there. She was a sophomore. But we've always been cool. She's always, respected me. Of course, she worked her butt off as a player. As a player on the field, she was put you in the mindset of Sarah Bansicle, well, Morrow now. But that's how she played. And she was the outside back, put her on the left, put her on the right. She's going. So she's got a beautiful baby. She's engaged to actually a former Texas football player, MJ. So hopefully she'll talk a little bit about that. But yeah, man, she's a go-getter. So I can't wait to hear more about kind of what she has going as well. And like I said, she's president of their CBD company.
She's back.
So here she is, back in the building.
Awesome.
Hey, Maria, what's up on Facebook? She said, happy birthday a few days later. It's February 16th. Whose birthday?
Whose birthday? Bobby, was it your birthday?
Mine's March 6th.
Maria, whose birthday?
Wait, Whitney, was it your birthday?
On the 16th.
Oh, Maria.
Hey, Maria.
Oh, my God. So Maria is the best woman on this planet. She wished you a happy belated birthday.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice of her. Thank you.
She is like a sports guru. Like she writes for, obviously she's Tennessee all day, every day, but she writes and does all sports and everything sports.
Yeah,
but she on Facebook, she said happy belated birthday. It was February 16th. So,
thank you.
Thank you, Maria. We appreciate you.
All right,
Campbell, how you doing? Facebook. All right, so we back locked in. You were kind of talking about how basically you transition into just more the holistic and helping people, transition just to overall a more healthy lifestyle. Of course, there's these days they put a ton of stuff in food and products, and, everything. So I definitely think you find a niche with that because there's so many things people don't even know about. They think, because it says it on the bottle, they think it's healthy.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, it's evolved over time. Like, just because it was healthier for us when we were younger, it doesn't necessarily mean it still is. And I'm always like about like, if you know better, then try your best to do better. Like, I'm not perfect, and like, I don't make sure, I'm not like I don't freak over like eating fast food or having like my cheat meals, or if I have like shampoo that isn't like my like cleaner shampoo. It's just like having a balance and like being mindful.
What are some of the household items that are toxic or have high levels of toxin in them that you would recommend people kind of swap out? Like today, if you can help anybody in our audience, what are some household things that they could swap out?
I would say first and foremost, your like main household cleaner, like your all-purpose cleaner, because you just use it for everything. Um, there's a couple things that or brands that you can do. Branch Basics, which is a really popular quality brand. I know a lot of people use them, and I really like them. They don't have a lot of harsh chemicals. And then you can do like your own DIY, which is honestly more cost efficient. I typically do that because it's just easier. Like, I'll get a little spray bottle, and you can like put a ton of water in it so it can be highly concentrated, but I'll do either a lemon, like a couple drops of lemon essential oil, or like actual lemon. And you can do like a tablespoon of baking soda and like a little bit of vinegar. If you don't like the smell of vinegar, then you can just do like the lemon and baking soda. That's like a really easy DIY cheap mix that you can find with your own like household items around. Another one is, it's more of like a self-care, but your toothpaste. That's a really big one because a lot of toothpaste has fluoride in it and a couple other, it's just like a lot of words that I can't even say because I don't know how to pronounce them. That should like tell you if it's not good. Exactly.
What's a good brand of toothpaste?
Ooh, I really like Risewell.
Risewell.
Risewell. Check out Risewell.
Look, y'all, I love brushing my teeth, and I'm addicted to what is it?
Crest.
Colgate Max Fresh or something.
Colgate. That's what I'm
doing, bro. After I finish brushing my teeth, I'm like,
see, you won't get that same like minty fresh. It's some things are non-negotiable for people. Like, I was just talking to my friend because like a lot of my friends will ask me like for alternative ideas, and sometimes they'll like love them and they can do it, and sometimes they're like, yeah, like I just can't budge, and that's fine. Like, I'll have some things that I can't budge on too. Like, another big one that I will say is the hardest to swap out is laundry detergent. Like, I'll like love use some Tide, or like,
I don't use Tide.
You don't use Tide? Okay. What do you use?
A brand Melaleuca. So it's yeah, I don't use Tide and stuff like that. Now I still use Lysol. I still use that for like all. But like laundry detergent.
I can use some like Lysol alternatives.
Yeah, for sure. I think that'd be good for everybody to know, because there's a whole lot more toxins nowadays than there were when we were growing up, and the air still was pretty bad then, but now it's even worse. What we drink, breathe, all of that. But how was when she was playing for you at Texas, like was her nutrition on point as a student athlete also, or did that come after the fact?
I would say actually her nutrition was probably, I'd say 50-50, but she probably didn't like fitness as much. No. She's more fit as a post-collegiate player than she was as a player.
That's rare. Now that's rare, because I feel like normally it's like flipped, because you're forced to be in a certain amount of shape in college.
I think it wasn't until my senior year
where your senior year you were super fit, but it was a process. Granted, she dealt with some ankle and knee injuries, but yeah, she was definitely fitness towards the latter end of her career into post-career. But yeah, before when she had, what was it, probably your TRX gym leading into like moving back to Austin, like crazy fit, like crazy.
Yeah. I was probably the fittest and I was enjoying it. So I think like don't get me wrong, like I enjoyed college soccer. I enjoyed like the camaraderie part of it, but tell me that we're about to run the Cooper and I'm just like dreading life. Like that is not what I want to be doing. And until like my last year, I finally passed it. But I feel like when you're genuinely like happy with your workouts and your routine and your whole like health regime, like I think that has an aspect to it too, because I think like mind, body, soul, that's going to make you your fittest. And that could be why after I finally didn't have the pressure, it was just me enjoying like whatever I wanted to do. But I made sure I did it.
So obviously you went to big time university, obviously Texas. Played soccer for 4 years at Texas. How was it for you transitioning out of being a collegiate athlete at a place like Texas into kind of figuring out what's next? Like, obviously you stayed in kind of I say sports realm, but health and wellness, fitness, obviously you're still doing physical activity. So how was that transition for you? Did you know right away, this is what I want to get into? Or was there kind of like what do I do now?
That's a good question. I actually talked to a lot of people about this. I feel like we need to talk about this more from more of like the hardship side. I had the hardest time transitioning because my identity was in soccer. Like I played it since I was 3. I feel like I played it at a lot of high levels. Like I was on the regional team, I played a little bit of national team, and then college, and I wanted to play after. Injuries kind of got the best of me, and that was like my whole story throughout college and then post-college. So I was ready to be done. I was just mentally tired from dealing with all of that, but I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I knew I wanted to do something in health and wellness. And so I just kind of like got right into it because I'm just not the person that can like sit around and do nothing. I want to be productive. I want to get after it and figure it out. But I will say it took years for me to realize like my passion for soccer and like the feeling you get on Friday nights may never like come with like teaching a fitness class or like doing personal training. Like I can still have goals and I can still get like have a passion, but it just might not be the same. And like my mindset of like trying to fill the void of like my love for my teammates and that competitive nature has been still really tough to fill. But I feel like I've just kind of coped with the realization that like that's not gonna in that area again. So I just need to continue to like figure out and new things and new hobbies and new passions and like focus on that. But it was really hard transitioning. And I don't know if it was for you guys, but I feel like
still do it. Well, both of us obviously were fortunate enough to continue our careers. Lex longer than myself. She continued for 11 years post Tennessee. And she was a year ahead of me in school, half a year, sorry, because I was smart.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, honestly though, on a side note, Lex, I think we should come up with like a master class on female athletes transitioning. Maybe get with D-Lo.
All right, let's do
anyway,
it.
write that down. But no, I agree. Like I certainly, and especially like obviously I got to experience it from the coaching side. Being at Texas is crazy. Like, I mean, just the amount of resources and you're basically a professional athlete when you're at the University of Texas. Like you're flying, obviously, schools do fly private and stuff like that, but it's just like, you hop on a plane, head to Iowa State, play your game, eat, boom. All right, let's hop on a plane, deuce it. You know what I mean? It's just like, but just like all the resources and just everything that comes with such a big time place like Texas. And when they talk about everything's bigger in Texas, it's true. So I certainly can understand. And obviously being a coach, I've seen it, at many different levels. So I definitely understand it. So what was kind of your like aha moment where you were like, okay, this is it?
Like
with fitness and training.
Yeah. So like I said, like I've always kind of had that passion for, working out, not like running like I did, but I care about feeling good mentally. Like after you get a 30-45 minute workout in, like you just feel good, like your mood's lifted and you just know you're doing good for your body. Like I've always took pride in that. So I think it's cool when I can do that for myself. Like I literally am working and kind of checking that box, but I'm also like encouraging and helping others find it too. I kind of got the best of both worlds because I had athletes that I was working with. So I got to kind of help them in a sense of like I love strength and conditioning. Like I like speed work. That was my kind of favorite part of training. And I could do that for other players who wanted to play at UT or like had goals to play collegiately. But then I also got to help people who were having like other general goals of like losing weight or building muscle. And that was a different area that I got to kind of navigate. But I would just say like that flip of a switch was realizing like I'm doing what I love, but I'm also able to share it. And, I had to move soccer just like everyone else.
Yeah, for sure.
I will say like what you're saying about UT, and like I'll just cover this really quick. And from like a women's professional sports standpoint, like going from UT with all those resources where like if I were injured, I knew I was going to get taken care of with like the best of the best. It was like, it's almost like you're in your little bubble of like privilege, because when you go to a professional women's soccer team and you hear their quad and they give you an ice pack, you're like, and what else? Like, I'm
for sure.
taken care of.
Right.
So it was hard too, just like transitioning when you're like, well, I got to come out of pocket with my own money if I want to be healthy and play at the best I can. And another thing where I'm like, women's sports, like, just I wish that they had more money, because we deserve to be paid more. We deserve to have the resources just like anywhere else. And I don't have the answer, but I feel like going from UT to your professional sports, it was kind of like UT was the best.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, even
definitely the best, but it's the University of Tennessee. But go ahead.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
the real UT, right? The real UT.
Definitely not.
All right, real quick, Bobby, let them know who's bringing this quality content from the Collective Unfiltered.
This is the place where I remind our guests that there wouldn't be a Texas without Tennessee Volunteers, Davy Crockett and Sam Houston. But I digress. It's been sponsored by Orange Mountain Designs at orangemountaindesigns.com, the Gold Standard, and Alexis Hornbuckle Basketball. Don't forget Sam Strong. There's a link at the very top, pinned at the top of our Facebook page, where you can donate to other families with children with cancer. And ultimately sponsored by Volunteer Roadshow, your go-to place to get your University of Tennessee athletics news and entertainment.
Boom.
Awesome. And as we come back in, you were talking about the transition. Bug, of course, me knowing Bug, and she played professionally, coached, at the collegiate level. I love when she was at Texas because I got to go work out there in between my seasons, and it was perfect. Like, it was literally like I was in like an Olympic style training facility. So that was pretty awesome. But it's very similar, if believe it or not, overseas for women's basketball, like you mentioned in the soccer professionally. You may or may not have a trainer. You may or may not have to tape yourself and do your own pregame therapy and postgame therapy and beg them and plead for them to pay to send you to a doctor to be seen correctly. I mean, it's tough. Every country is different. Obviously, the top teams, they don't worry about money. Russia really doesn't worry about money since it's ran by the mafia. Y'all didn't hear that. But
We have filter. We obviously we're unfiltered. So
I know.
Hey, listen,
Hopefully we don't censor.
yeah, no, we don't, whatever. So, but hey, listen, they do a great job of taking care of the women athletes over there. I tell you that. I mean, the top teams have them living in like mansions, they have drivers, but that isn't the story for most places, most players. Right? Even if you live by yourself, it may or may not be up to par. I mean, I've walked in an apartment and literally had to call my agent, my mama, everything. My first year, like, this is unacceptable. I can't live here. Like, send me home back to the States. Pretty bad. So yeah, I'm with you on that. We got to figure it out. There's no set answer besides come out of pocket and support women's sports, period. I mean, it's the same thing. You watching men, y'all give them chances to go F up their lives and come back and entertain y'all on the field. And a lot of women, straight and narrow, keep their head on and just want an opportunity to perform at the highest level with the same resources. So I agree wholeheartedly with that.
for sure. So take it away from the athletics and the sports. Let's talk about hip life. Kind of how did that come about, and I guess how has the process been? You know, obviously CBD. You know, when you guys started, where it hit a huge wave. Of course, you know your dad was featured in Forbes. So you know, how has that process been, and what is it like having a CBD company?
Yeah, so we started it. I'm really bad at years. Everything's kind of jumbled up once you become a mom because you get like this weird mom brain. I can't remember shit really. But
2018?
I think it was 2018. Yeah. It started in our living room. Basically, my grandma, she had cancer, and my whole family's kind of been, you know, more the holistic route. We like to try the natural alternatives when possible. My wasn't really about it because there was that stigma of like not the difference between CBD and marijuana. But we finally were able to educate her on it, and we're like, hey, like let's just CBD, see like if it's going to help you. She basically had terminal cancer, so it was really just to help her like her remaining days, be comfortable. And we really weren't sure if it was going to work at all, and like she really noticed a difference, and she just took it consistently, and you could just tell like her quality of life was just a little bit better every time she took it when she was in pain. And so we were like, okay, like this stuff has so many different uses, like let's start trying it for ourselves. So we started like educating ourselves and doing some research on the topic. And I remember like we were just in our living room and we're like, okay, we could start a business doing this. Like it's kind of starting to pop off and we can help people doing it. That's been like our biggest thing, is like finding a product that can help people. At the end of the day is like what matters most. And so my dad kind of started everything. Like he created his business out of it, like the name. He kind of started branding everything prior, and then he was like, well, I want this to be a family company. Like I want each of you to have some sort of impact or role. And this is when I had got pregnant. He was like, this will be perfect for you to do from home. And can kind of get your like entrepreneur spirit flowing. So I kind of just started helping him with the branding from the beginning and like making calls, just because I'm more like in that generation versus him. Like he's great at networking and talking to people, and like I understand like branding and aesthetic and all of that type of stuff. So I took over that role. It was really hard. One, I think like looking back, like we didn't understand really what we're getting into, which is exactly what I think most entrepreneurs say when they're launching a company. We did really well at first of like getting traction, and he got the articles in Forbes, and CBD was just like at the top of its game. And I think it's still like there, but it is a saturated market. And I feel that people are always going to use it, just like any supplement. It is something you supplement into your life. There are so many needs for it. But now we're just dealing with a lot of marketing restrictions. Facebook and Instagram and Google, like they have so many rules due to, you know, the market of what you can say about CBD. Like you can't even talk or say CBD on certain ads, and ads are a lot of money. So it's like a weird balance of trying to get your brand out there and creating brand awareness and getting traffic to your website without just like spending the big bucks of like those top CBD companies that you see out there, you know, like Beam or like Daisy CBD, or, you know, name the one, like there's some big ones out there. So you just have to be constantly creative and constantly getting out in the community. And when COVID hit, we had all these like kind of like brand partnerships where we in Austin, where we could like go out and collab with different fitness gyms and different like product brands, and that just like put like a pause on it all. So you just have to constantly be creative and making sure you're up to date, but it's also a lot of money spending. So making sure like you're getting sales and also spending the right amount of money. It's just like constant. So it's been hard. It's been great. Lots of learning curves. And we still are out there. We still are trying to figure out different ways to like build our brand. We just did a new brand, which I was pretty involved in and excited about. And yeah, I love CBD. And I think that's like something that I do think like with this company, like it's just something you can always have and like get some use from. I just am unsure about if the market's going to continue to get saturated and we're going to have to come up with new products, or if we should just continue with like our basic CBD oil, sleep products, topicals, etc.
Speaking of that, we got some action over here on Facebook. Jackie Derr, D-E-R-R. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but hey, how you doing? First she asked, what is favorite memories or motivational quote?
Ooh. Favorite memories. Y'all are asking like really good thought-provoking questions. I would say, you know, I have just so many favorite memories from like my college soccer days. I don't have like a specific one, but I just like remember like going to Hawaii was super dope.
That was lit.
That was one of the coolest things. I think like that whole trip, like I scored a goal being a defender. Like all of us got to do really cool like hiking trips and like got to go to the beach. Like it was just like really memorable. That's probably my biggest memories outside of real life. But
LA, like, that was hype.
Okay, that was cool too. Yeah. I mean, we had a lot of cool trips. And then my favorite quote, that's a hard, I might have to get back.
All right, thank you.
I like my phone if I'm gonna do that, like in my quotes.
It's okay. But also, Jackie mentioned just in response to your CBD, I've been off all of my prescription medicines for 2 years thanks to CBD. That includes meds to prevent migraines, ADHD, and anxiety.
Wow, that's amazing. See, like we get stories like that and we're like, that's why we do what we do, you know?
Yeah.
You can't say that, you know, like we can maybe like if she used our product and told us that, we could quote it as a review if she reviewed it, but like we can't make any of those claims. And those are like the big time claims to be making to like sell your product.
But why is that?
So there's FDA regulations and like a couple of bills out there. Basically, CBD just got legalized really not that long ago. So they just don't want us to be making like those type of medical claims, because if it doesn't happen, I think it can cause problems. And then I think there's just like a fine line of like, this cured my so-and-so, but like,
well, I know like, go ahead, my bad.
No, you're good. I don't know if it has to do with more of like, because doctors aren't prescribing it, but like, you know,
because when it comes down to the FDA, like everything that's FDA approved is not good for you. Number one.
Exactly.
Also, it comes down to who pay the most money. Yes, but
I have a medical claim. The reason is because you have to go through clinical trials to claim those things.
But have there not been CBD clinical trials, Dr. Brianna? I know that's who you're talking to.
That's so funny.
I'm not sure if it's funded by the government.
She's not sure if it's funded by the
It has to
government.
be funded by the government. Okay.
And why would the government want to fund something if it cures something?
Well, because you're taking money out of the opioid crisis, all the pills and all the other stuff that's a business. We know how that go, man. That's man, yeah. I think that's what it is.
And, oh, sorry, real quick. Also on Facebook. Oh, you got Maria's Lex?
Yeah, that's how you got
Oh,
it.
go ahead.
Yeah, Maria was saying she was looking on your website and she saw topical roll with arnica, which is also stuff and DMSO. I remember DMSO when I played college softball 1980, 81, and it was bootleg then and hard to find. The quality of what we had probably was sketchy, but it worked so well with soreness and aching joints. What version of DMSO is out there now? And happy late birthday.
Thank you. That's super cool that she knows about those two ingredients. Yeah, that's super cool because those are the kind of like, that's exactly what we put in there because we've used DMSO and R for a really long time because it actually derived, I'm pretty sure, with horses. Like horses were injured. And then when our dogs got injured, one of our friends who's a vet told us about it and they're like, yeah, you can actually use that on humans too. So we just kind of dived into it and it's always worked for us. And so when we made the topical, we didn't just want any like typical CBD roll on and that's that. We wanted to add a few more properties to it that are going to be impactful and actually work like on your muscles, on your joints, kind of all around. And we haven't really educated a lot of people on the DMSO just because surprisingly not a lot of people know it, but arnica has been like kind of more of like a light bulb for people, like, oh nice, like no other CBD product has this, like I'm gonna get this. And like we noticed that it's helped more long term than just like 10 minutes and that's that.
Yeah, that's a plus. I've dabbled in trying CBD a couple times. Here I'm in North Carolina. So here in North Carolina, you have the hemp doctor. I'm talking about actual like physical stores that are pretty legit. Tried some of their products. I like most of them for the most part. Also a company called FX. They had this one oil topical, and I used it, and it was for muscle recovery, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm always skeptical because I feel like I done tried everything on these old knees. But it really did help. Now, when I tried another topical CBD from another company, I don't remember, I really didn't see a difference. So like if I'm just a regular person on the internet searching for, you know, the right company to order from or the right products to use for me, what are some things that people should be looking at or looking for within those ingredients or from that company, things like that?
Yeah, good question. So there's a few different types of CBD. So I don't know if you've heard of full spectrum or broad spectrum or isolate. So I always recommend full spectrum. And the way that I explain it is full spectrum has all of the cannabinoids. So like whenever things are processed, you know, you're stripping ingredients out, replacing them, or you're not giving the whole plant. And like I said, like I'm very holistic. So I want the whole plant. And that means that there is very little THC in it. So little that it's trace amounts. It's legal. It's usually the legal limit is 0.3%. And typically places or companies will say no THC, but like if it's full spectrum, there is very, very little. And I think that's beneficial. I think you need the whole plant of CBD to really reap the full benefits. So there is isolate and there is broad spectrum, and typically those two are for people who don't want THC in their body at all, but you do not get high. Like you have to take a lot to feel that high feeling or get a positive test. But typically there's different reasons why people will do a full spectrum or an isolate, but the best, and I know that I'm biased, but a lot of people, you can find like research articles that say it, like full spectrum is the way to go. And then depending what you're looking for, a lot of snake oil is out there. So like people who claim a lot of things that it is CBD, but like the purity of it might not even be real. Like there could be no CBD in there. So you want to make sure it's third party tested. So on most websites, there is going to be like certificates and like updated lab reports. Making sure that places have those is pretty important because you know that they're backed by what's the word I'm saying? Like they're backed by integrity, and that they're making sure that there are like no heavy metals in their products, that there actually is CBD and whatnot. And then most places will usually tell you if it's sun-grown hemp or if it's manufactured in a facility. That's like, here's like, it's, some could be better, some couldn't. I couldn't really tell you like what more people prefer. But looking at those things from a health perspective to make sure you're getting quality CBD is important. And we have all of those on our website. But trying to figure out what kind of CBD is like best for each person, we recommend starting like with the basics with an oil. If you want to get like internal benefits too, if you have an injury, you can take the oil internally and still get the benefits, and then use the topical on top of like your injury, ankle or joints, muscles, whatever it is. It really just depends on like what the person needs, but the oil is like the best all around kind of basic starting point if you just don't really know where, because it just it's so versatile. So I always recommend pushing people to an oil just to get started.
Awesome. And we just dropped the website in the comments. So go check them out, hemplife.com. Get all of your CBD needs. So definitely go check them out, get some sales.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, I already know. So with mommy.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. So you have a beautiful daughter.
Thank you.
Rain. How has that just changed your life, perspective, everything?
Yeah. Well, so many things. First of all, I guess in the best way, but like it's the first thing I tell people. It is so hard, y'all. Like I just never knew. I don't think people really talk about the hard parts as much, but it's like the best kind of hard. Like it's like rewarding, but it's one of the biggest sacrifices I think you'll ever make, like from anything in your life. Because I'm like a really independent, self-reliant person. And I was like, I'm young, so I still was in my like selfish years. And so it really kind of rocked my world at first. The no sleep thing like really got to me. Like I didn't realize like what no sleep really was. So like I was sleep deprived, my hormones were off, and I'm like, I have no idea how to take care of like literally a human being. But it's the coolest thing, like seeing a little you run around. Like the first year was really hard, but she's 18 months now and she's sassy and spunky. She's hilarious. Her personality's coming out. She's running around. It's a lot of fun. But my schedule is just so different and my life is completely different than what it was, that every day is different. It's an adjustment every day. I have good days. I have hard days. I'm finally like getting in the flow of everything, but I will say like it's really hard to like want to have career aspirations while taking care of a kid at home as well. So like she doesn't go to daycare. I have my mom who helps out a couple days a week, but I'm basically with her from morning to night, taking care of her until MJ gets home from work. And that's also like a total adjustment. But yeah, it's really cool. I don't know, like I don't know how to describe it because it's just awesome.
Personality wise, you feel like she's more like you or more like MJ, or a good mix?
So I heard when I was little that I was like a lot, like running around, constant, loud, talkative, moody, into everything, and that's exactly her.
All right.
So I think she has more me in a sense of like that, but she's also like funny and kind of like likes to mess with you, and that's totally MJ.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. She's like starting to swim. I can't wait till she gets into like whatever activity she wants to do, but I'm hoping that she plays soccer.
Of course. Well, she can't really play football, so.
Yes, she can.
I mean, she can play football, but
She can do whatever she wants to do.
that is a big fact.
But if y'all want her to hoop, let me know. I'll train her.
I know. I might have to hit you up. If Jay was a big hooper, like growing up and in high school, so I'm sure he would love that. I'm leaning towards soccer or volleyball.
Get her into basketball, right? Hopefully she gets herself into basketball and we send her to the real UT. I think that's compromise, right?
Coming from two parents that were Texas athletes.
I was just about to say, if she goes to Tennessee, I still till this day will tell her who the real UT is. But I don't care where she goes. If she gets a scholarship, like I will full on support. Now, I don't know if I could wear like A&M or like a rivalry. No, I could, but
You're
not putting on maroon and white.
I know, I know. No, I would for her, but honestly, whatever she wants to do, like it's crazy to even think about that. Like, how old am I gonna be? I don't know.
You're not even that old.
What made you, and Bobby asked this question earlier, what made you choose to play soccer, and were there any other sports that you played?
Oh, good question. I played basketball and I fouled too much. I feel like
I believe it.
Like most soccer players.
Yeah, I liked it, but I was like, I didn't even foul her. So like, that didn't mesh with me. But I did track for a really long time, like all throughout middle school, a little bit in high school. And I just like liked the competitiveness of having like a team with you versus track. And then also like as I got older, it wasn't as fast because I did the 100 meter, 200 meter. I think the most I did was like the 400. So I just wasn't fast enough. And like I liked to win. And I feel like I could control it more if I were playing soccer. But I mean, I played 3, and I think when I realized like I was starting to like reach my goals, like every goal I was attaining, and I realized like I could really do something with this, like something like in me that just like lit up fire in me. So like when you're on the regional team, you're like, okay, this is so cool. This goal is national team. Okay, my next goal is to get a scholarship. Like that's how I felt like I could do that through soccer. I couldn't do that with anything else. So that's why I kept with it.
That makes sense. And when I say that, I don't want any soccer players to get upset. I coach basketball, and I coach basketball players that also play soccer. And of course, Book play basketball and soccer. But the reason that most soccer players foul a lot is because it's a different type of physicality. Like y'all are allowed to do things, as far as like stepping in, using your shoulder. You can't do that in basketball.
Right.
Like you can elbow somebody right in the chest, but you can't run them off the ball like you do in soccer. So I think it's just the court, like that you see the aggressiveness plus the speed. That's normally what happens.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Like I'm just.
I played soccer too a little bit. I just did a little something. I don't know if Jay told you we used to work out together. We would switch each other's workout in college. Like I would do her soccer, she would do my basketball.
Hey, I mean, I think it's good to be like a multi-sport athlete if you can. Like you need the variety. I think that helps you be a better athlete. So I'm for it.
Yeah. Agree. All right, Bobby, we got our last round of sponsors. Let them know who's bringing this segment to us.
What?
I want to thank everybody for watching the Collective Unfiltered, brought to you by the Volunteer Roadshow. and sponsored by Orange Mountain Designs at orangemountaindesigns.com. Your complete, your bestest and mostest Lady Vols gear with Harry Holder and the Gold Standard and Alexis Hornbuckle basketball and Just Pass It tutoring.
Yeah.
Awesome. Boog, it's your favorite time, baby. Let's go.
Our favorite time, Whit. You ready?
I'm
Put you in
always
the hot
ready.
seat.
Uh-oh.
All right.
What's about
So-
to happen?
So, hot seat. We're just gonna ask you rapid fire questions. I'll go, and then Lex will go. So, say the first thing that comes to your mind when we ask you this question. All right.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Favorite athlete.
Kobe Bryant.
Nice. The GOAT. R.I.P. Favorite color.
Green.
Green. Really?
Like a hazel or olive green.
Okay. Favorite CBD product on Hemp Life.
Oh, the dream. Sleep.
Because you like to sleep. Favorite thing to do with rain.
Go to Zilker Park and have a picnic.
Oh, that's cute. What did you do when you didn't have power for 4 days?
We went to a friend's house where they had power. So do you want to know like what I did when we didn't have power, like in my house?
Yes.
I just started playing with Rain, keeping her busy, coloring, playing with her toys, organizing our pantry, stuff like that.
All right. First place you want to take Rain after COVID settles.
Ooh, Dallas. They haven't seen my family in like a year and a half.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, like my grandparents and all them. Yeah.
All right. Would you rather watch football or soccer?
Football. I don't like watching soccer.
Favorite football team?
Seahawks.
Oh, really? I thought you were gonna say the Cowboys.
Jones.
If you could go anywhere right now, where would it be?
Ooh, what's it called? It's a place like in the Bahamas ish.
Atlantis?
No, it's like kind of like an island.
I can't help, man. My geography.
Bimini Island.
No. Oh, Turks and Caicos.
Oh, Turks and Caicos. Nice. It's gorgeous.
I've heard. It's on my list.
I want to go back. All right, Lex, you're up. I'm out.
All right. Favorite meal to eat? Healthy meal.
Healthy meal. Ooh, I love like bowls. So like could be chicken or salmon, quinoa rice, mixed with veggies, avocado, good little sauce on it, sesame seeds.
Okay. Favorite cheat day meal.
Ooh, that's really hard, but my like go-to is typically Chick-fil-A.
Heavy as possible on my cheat day, boy. Okay. Most embarrassing soccer moment. No matter what the age was, your most embarrassing soccer moment.
I mean, the only one I can think off the top of my head right now, I'm sure I've had so many, is so like, I mean, this has happened to so many people, but it was just embarrassing to me. I had basically started my period in my white soccer. I didn't want to tell anyone. And like, I don't know why, but I went to the, so disgusting. So like anyone who doesn't want to hear it, like pause or something. So I went to the bathroom and I rolled toilet paper without even asking for a pad or a tampon because I was so embarrassed. Like I could not ask for a pad or tampon. Like, and then so I put the toilet paper in my pants, and as I'm running, it falls out. And then I don't even know it falls out because I guess no one wants to tell me. It fell out like in front of this dude, I guess, because I saw it later down. Like I'm running back. I'm like, holy crap, like it's right there. And then someone told me like, oh, Whitney, you're bleeding through your white pants. So like it was just
Oh man.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
The way it started, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like a typical girl problem thing. Nah, that's not. That's definitely not a typical. That's funny.
I was probably like, I was like 13. I don't know what I was thinking.
At least you were like really young. Like you can just laugh that off now.
Yeah. It wasn't when I was older. I have hygiene. Like, come on.
Hey, holistic people, I don't know. Some people do some really weird things, like they won't wear tampons or pads because of the ingredients in them and stuff like that. Like I really heard people do.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. What would you tell? Okay, so looking back 10 years ago, what advice would you give yourself?
Probably to like be in the moment more and not like wish for like the next thing. Like I would always like wish to go to college or like wish for something to be over with, like the workouts or whatever. And like I remember Ange would always be like, y'all are gonna like miss these pull-ups. And I'm like, I don't miss the pull-ups, but I miss like, that moment. And I feel like that's the same thing I'm telling myself now as a mom. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't wait for Rain to just sleep through the night, or like I can't wait for Rain to do this. And it's like I kind of see myself like wishing for the next thing, but then it like passes you in a blink of an eye. So I just like try to like be more present and in the moment and just enjoy it and be positive or find like the positive out of it, even if it's not great at the time, because like time's super fleeting.
Yeah. And my last hot seat question is, can you do any impersonation of Coach J when she gets upset?
Oh man, she like
I'm even keel, yo. You know.
Okay, she wouldn't talk when she was mad. Like, here's what would happen. I don't think there was one time, Jay, that you yelled at us. Like you were very even keeled and you just
had to be a balance too.
Yeah, you were the balance. Like you were chill and you would always like be like, come on, y'all, like this is ridiculous or whatever. But I will say, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like,
this is the Collective Unfiltered. We need the best moment.
Look,
I know. She wasn't like, she never like got onto us like that. She would say
in front of everybody. I'm gonna pull you to the side and get your ass.
Yes. Yeah. She would like pull you to the side and she was just like very level-headed. And I think that's like why we respected her. Now she would like, if anyone else is like popping off acting crazy, you could always look at her and go to her and be like, like this bitch is acting crazy, like help. And she's just like, just listen and get with it. Like she was just like, you could tell like she had our backs and like understood, and that's why we respected her. And like I can like be yelled at and like someone get mad, but I think when someone like is real with you and can just tell you it like in a respectful like way. But I'm sorry I don't have like,
actually that's right on point for Jay and her personality. So
yeah,
that's right.
Definitely my favorite and like my go-to.
Oh,
look at that, Coach. You're making an impact in people's lives. I love it.
Fine, I'm just here for people, All right, great answers to the hot seat. Very good. That embarrassing. That might have to roll up there. That's definitely.
I'm gonna spit out my water, Jay.
I know. I thought you did. All right. Lastly, with this is your chance to promote anything you have going on, social media, websites. We dropped the Hemp Life website on there, but just tell the people how they can get in contact with you and kind of just follow along with everything that you're doing.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram, my personal page. I've been starting to push out a lot of like valuable holistic health type content. It's Whitney _Jaynes, so WHITNEY. My last name is spelled JAYNES. I don't have a website, personal website. So Instagram all the way. You can DM me. You can check out my content. Lots of rain and then lots of health stuff. And then you have the Hemp Life website, and then the Hemp Life Instagram is Hemp Life LYFE Tribe. And we have a Facebook and an Instagram. But Insta's the way to go.
Boom. All right. Make sure y'all follow her on Instagram, Hemp Life as well, and get all your holistic content and value.
Yes.
Lex, what you got coming up? I know you in the gym lately. What's good?
Crazy because AU is officially started for my third graders through eighth graders. High school, we're working out, but that really doesn't pop off to the end of this month. So we are preparing for our first one-day tournament for my little babies, my fourth and fifth graders, and my seventh grade team, March 6th in Winston-Salem. Excited, nervous for them because, well, the little ones, they haven't played since last year. We played one tournament, COVID hit. And I was like, we're not playing, but now we have a better feel for the pandemic and the virus. So we'll play this year. And that's pretty much it. Wednesday, I'll be in Miami. So when y'all see me next Monday, y'all will see a different background. Actually, I think by Monday, I'll be in Orlando at that time. But excited. And that's pretty much it. Just sitting back, building the youth and trying to get these girls positioned to possibly receive college scholarships or find out that they don't like the sport that much.
Oh man, I can't wait to get one of your former players on here. So,
oh God, you know what you need to do
that's
though?
that behind your bench.
New current, man. Our current players, they are off the wall, like zero filter. They can probably give you thousands of stories, but more so with Coach Sandra because she's the crazy one.
I love it.
What about you, bud? What's Gold Standard got on the books?
Gold Standard is currently on the field always. But now just continue to grind it out. They just pushed the dead period back again. So to what, end of May, right?
31st, yep.
Yeah, so I think I sent that to you earlier. I didn't know. But yeah, they pushed the dead period back again, which is tough for my high school players. Especially, you know, the ones that are really, really good, but they're in this holding pattern. So it's tough. So just keeping them motivated, keep them grinding. And, you know, other than that, continue to train, continue to grind. You already know, hit the website. But yeah, just getting prepared and getting ready. Start college prep in April, May, getting ready for preseason. So just grinding. Whitney, we appreciate you. We thank you for joining the show, keeping it unfiltered, keeping it real, sharing your story. You're a bright light. Keep shining. Keep grinding. Obviously, it takes special people to be entrepreneurs, and you got that grind in you. So keep it going. Of course, we're always here as resources, and we appreciate you gracing the show with your presence, bringing some of that Texas
energy. I appreciate you guys. Y'all are awesome, and it's cool to like connect with people in the same realm, same positive mindset, entrepreneurs. Gotta stick together.
Absolutely. And Jay was 100% serious about putting together something for women's sports as far as transitioning. And she spoke about a good friend of ours, an author, D-Lo. His name is Derek Furlow. He actually has curriculum for that. But I would like to see us all kind of maybe hop on a Zoom and see if and where it could go possibly.
Yeah, I've literally for years have been kind of like, this is like something, but I've never really like fully put an effort or talk to anyone about it. So I think there's something there. I'd love to figure out what we can do and make an impact. Like we have the connections and we have the experience. So
absolutely. Cool. But we should send her D-Lo's, name or website so she can kind of look at it and get a feel for his curriculum and kind of where we can kind of fit in and make it more geared towards women's sports. But yeah, thank you for being a part of that and sharing your entrepreneurial journey
sure.
and your stories. Bobby, do we have anything we need to let the people know before I start to close this thing out?
I'll just tell everybody that about the Volunteer Roadshow. Tell everybody about the Collective Unfiltered, Hemp Life, Whitney Jaynes' Instagram, the Gold Standard, Orange Mountain Designs. Just tell the people.
Tell them. Hey, listen, y'all know, y'all listening. Y'all been with us for a while now. We are fastly approaching our 50th episode. Can't wait for that. Be sure, y'all, press the thumbs up, press the like. Most importantly, share. Please go share. If you have a specific favorite episode or content that you would like to see more of, please make sure to hit us up on any of our platforms. You can hit up Volunteer Roadshow directly. You can come to the Collective Unfiltered website, which will take you to Volunteer Roadshow, to get in contact with us, or hit us up on social media. For the most part, I'm probably more friendly than Jay, but we're both friendly. So.
And I would like to mention before you go, the Collective Unfiltered's page on volunteerroadshow.com has a mailbag where you can send questions and comments, and we can check it out.
All right, Bobby, look at you, big dog. I like it.
He's taking us to the next level.
Real good, man. I love it. All right, y'all. Let's wrap this up. People got things to do. And matter of fact, I'm starting to get hangry. So thank y'all for tuning in for another blessed Monday night with the Collective Unfiltered. We hope you got something out of this episode. We hope that you continue to enjoy the content that we bring you, as well as the guests that we bring you, not only supporting us, but supporting our guests in their entrepreneurial drives and visions and their careers. Look, remind the people what they need to do every day.
You need to be unfiltered in your truth. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next Monday.
Yeah. Till next.